With me is Naina Lal Kidwai, country head HSBC, and the elections has been announced. Let's take her view on the economy in general. Ma'am, 5 years of UPA 2 and 10 years of UPA. How do you think the tenure? What's your view on the whole UPA government?
So from my perspective, clearly we've had a very strong performance in the first 5 years of tenure and a disappointing performance in the second. And there are many reasons for this. So I would rather answer this not so much in terms of a political report card, but in terms of the report card for the economy as a whole, where the true potential of India has not been realized in the last 2 to 3 years. There are many reasons for this. We embarked on a very ambitious journey to get infrastructure and power sector on track. We in fact embarked on so many projects that if indeed these projects had been realized, India would have had surplus power.
Financial inclusion, one of the key policies of the UPA government. How do you think that this can be encouraged, especially when it concerns to women?
See, financial inclusion is a very noble and a very correct objective. It is a shame that today half our population still doesn't have bank accounts, is not included in the formal banking system. And there are many efforts afoot to ensure that this happens. And of course, women must be central to this in many ways, because all research shows that when women enter the economic landscape, and by that I mean it's not just inclusion as in having a bank account, it is about having a say in the finances.
Many women today, and including men also, see you as a source of inspiration. You're now top of the corporate ladder, but you must be facing some challenges when you were climbing up. So what were those challenges?
If you mean as a woman, I think I was lucky. I worked in organizations and companies which had begun to move towards being a meritocracy. So performance counted for more than gender. Clearly, there were times when I wondered whether the organization would make that big jump. But the good news is that with a little push and shove and reminding sometimes, a little degree of aggression on my part, that moved. I wish I could say the same for the corporate sector as a whole.
My last question is, what's your message to the women of India?
I would really like to remind all of us who exist in this country that we are fortunate that we have family systems which are there to support us. I can think only about the fact that whether it was my parents or mother-in-law or husband, that support was so important in my journey. And some of us have been fortunate that we can afford domestic help as well.
So all the women in this country can rise to the top. That's the message from Naina Lal Kidwai. Back to the studio.